Hello, my name is Jack. Welcome back to my vault. On February 9th, 2004, a 21-year-old nursing student sent an email to her professors. She said there had been a death in the family. There hadn't been. She withdrew almost all the money from her bank account. She bought alcohol. She packed a bag. She drove north. And then she crashed her car on a deserted road in New Hampshire. A school bus driver stopped and spoke to her. She said she was fine. She said she had already called for help. Police arrived 9 minutes later. She was gone. No footprints. No signs of a struggle. Just her car, her belongings, and the cold. It has been 22 years. Nobody knows where Maura Murray is. The vault is now open. Maura Murray was not the kind of person who disappeared. She had finished 33rd in the country in cross-country running as a sophomore in high school. She had been accepted to West Point, the United States Military Academy. She transferred to UMass Amherst to study nursing. People who knew her described her as driven, private, quietly determined. But in the months before February 2004, something had changed. In October 2003, she had been involved in a credit card incident on campus. A court date was scheduled, the kind of charge that could end a nursing career. She had crashed her father's car just 4 days before she disappeared. And on the morning of February 9th, at 3:32 a.m., she sent her nursing homework to her class, and then started making preparations that nobody has ever fully explained. At 1:24 p.m. on February 9th, Maura emailed her professors. She said there had been a death in the family. She needed a week off. There was no death in the family. She also sent a short email to her boyfriend, Bill, an Army cadet. "I love you," she wrote. That was the last thing she ever sent him. At 2:05 p.m., she called the tourism line for Stowe, Vermont, looking for accommodation. The line was down. No booking was made. At 3:15 p.m., she went to an ATM. She withdrew $280, nearly every dollar she had. At 3:43 p.m., she went to a liquor store. Kahlua, vodka, Bailey's, a box of wine, about $40 worth. She appeared calm in the surveillance footage. She was alone. Then she drove north, into the dark. At 7:27 p.m., a local resident named Faith Westman called 911. There was a car in the ditch near her house. She could see someone near the car. She thought she saw a cigarette. Her husband thought he saw a red glow. They could not agree on what they saw. 2 minutes later, police were dispatched. But before they arrived, a school bus driver named Butch Atwood stopped at the scene. He spoke to Maura. "Are you okay?" he asked. "Just shaken up," she said. "I can call the police for you." "No, please don't. I already called AAA. There is no record of Maura calling AAA. Atwood went home. He called 911 himself. At 7:46 p.m., Police Officer Cecil Smith arrived. Maura was gone. The car was there. Her bags were there. Her alcohol was there. She was not. The search dogs traced her scent, about 100 yards east of the crash site. Then the scent disappeared. No footprints continued past that point. No signs of struggle. No blood. Nothing. Helicopters. Thermal imaging. Snowshoe teams. Cadaver dogs. Nothing was found. But there was one more thing. A witness reported that between 7:33 and 7:37 p.m., before Police Officer Smith arrived, there was already a vehicle at the crash site, parked nose to nose with Maura's car. It was not a police vehicle. The driver was never identified. If that witness was right, someone was there before the police. And they were gone before the police arrived, too. 3 theories have been discussed for 22 years. The first, she was abducted. The unidentified vehicle. The scent that ends mid-air. 9 minutes. Her father has believed this from the beginning. The second, she chose to disappear. The fake email. The withdrawn cash. The packed bag. The Vermont destination. The credit card charge she was facing. If she had been convicted, her nursing license was at risk. Some investigators believe she accepted a ride from someone she trusted and planned to start over somewhere new. The third, she walked into the woods. It was February. The temperature was dropping. If she was disoriented from alcohol, from the crash, from fear, she could have wandered off the road and never found her way back. But in 22 years of searching, no remains have ever been found. On February 9th, 2026, exactly 22 years after Maura Murray disappeared, the New Hampshire Cold Case Unit released a statement. They said they continue to work daily with state and federal law enforcement partners. They said new technology is being used. They said their determination does not diminish. Maura's sister Julie said, "We have grappled with the fact that we will most likely never see Maura again, but I have never once thought that I needed to be okay with never having an answer." The ATM photograph from 3:15 p.m. on February 9th, 2004, is still publicly available. A young woman in a dark jacket, looking at the camera, looking completely normal. 3 hours later, she would crash her car. 9 minutes after that, she would be gone. And the question that has never been answered is the simplest one. Where did she go in those 9 minutes? The vault for Maura Murray is now locked, but the next secret is already waiting. Subscribe to enter the vault. My name is Jack. Keep your eyes open.